Michael Luzio on the tee now. He's got the blue driver head, the blue shoes, the blue shirt. Is very color coordinated.
Sit down!
Sit down! Sit down! Hit a house! It might actually hit a house.
This week, we're at the beautiful Manor Country Club in Rockville, Maryland to play a few holes of golf with Chick Hernandez, a fellow University of Maryland alum and Sigma Chi fraternity member whose wildly successful career as a sports reporter, news anchor, and Emmy Award-winning television host has spanned more than 2 decades in the Washington, D.C. Mid-Atlantic market.
I still think I can do this for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And my Cuban skin makes me appear to be much younger than I am. But I want to do this for a long time. There's still a lot out there I want to accomplish. I'd love to stay in the game of golf and television at some point. That would be cool because that's my passion. This allows me to work off hours and smoke my cigars in the car. So this is my dream job.
Yeah, I mean, this is truly working your passion. I mean, whoever thought, you know, this kid, this Cuban kid with the brown skin is going to be in Augusta, and then he's going to own the 7th largest market from a sports standpoint?
That might be the dumbest question you've ever asked in your life.
But before Chick was named D.C. Sportscaster of the Year, prior to winning the University of Maryland's Distinguished Terp Award, he had to overcome personal hurdles that helped shape who he is today, starting with the father he never knew, who just happened to be world-renowned Cuban jazz drummer Carlos Patato Valdez.
My mom raised me, and so I literally don't know what not having a father is because I don't know what a father is.
Right.
I know what a mother is, and she had to take both roles, and believe me, she took both roles. So, you know, when I became a dad, it was like, all right, you know what, I think I'm gonna need to see this guy.
Yeah.
I just want to see him.
Yeah.
She says, I don't know if you met your dad or not yet, but he's playing Blues Alley at Georgetown this Saturday. So I show up at Blues Alley, I meet my mom there. So now we're just standing there in front of Blues Alley. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I'm about to see my father for the first time in person. This is just too bizarre. And I sat, if I'm here, his drums were right there. I said, well, could you facilitate because I don't speak Spanish and he don't speak English. And he just turns to Patato and goes, Patato, tu hijo. He goes, tu hijo, your son. He just looks and he starts crying. And finally my dad comes over, and it's then that I realized how small he is because he comes up and this little man that I'm hugging, you know, and through our eyes we talk.
The Cuban skin inherited from his famous father would become part of what shaped Chick's experiences, starting early on as a child.
That obviously this is a passion for you. There's something, you know, around this. Where'd that come from?
It comes from having a white mom from Annapolis, Maryland.
Yeah.
You know, and the moment for me is in a Baskin Robbins in Silver Spring.
Okay.
And I'm 7 years old, and I'm in there with my mom, and there's a black lady getting ice cream. And the next thing I hear is my mother say, put it in her hand. Put it in her hand. And I'm like looking up like, what's going on? And the lady behind the counter, a white lady, will not put the change in the lady's hand because she's black. She just puts it on the table. And my mom picks it up, she goes, put it in her hand. And put it back on the table. She goes, what do you think is gonna happen? You think it's gonna rub off? Put it in her hand. Now the black lady is sitting there like, you know, doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
But I'm watching, and then finally the lady puts it in her hand. He goes, are you okay now? And anything happen to you? Always put it in her hand. And we walk out, and the black lady comes out and thanks my mom. How can you not be affected by that?
Yeah.
You know? It's an undercurrent in our country, and it's an undercurrent in my life, you know. It's not, you know, and that's part of what I'm proud of is I don't think people really see color when they see me, you know. I think it's part of my battles or part of the thing that pushes me is that I want you to see me, not the color of my skin, you know, and that last year at Augusta when folks are more than happy to come visit with me, that told me, okay, I accomplished that.
And as a young man first entering the workforce, Chick's encounters with blatant racism continued when he took a job in Augusta, Georgia.
I got, the death threats were unbelievable the first 2 months on the job.
Right.
Just couldn't fathom it. To pick up the phone, hey, Chick, yeah, how long are you going to be there? He goes, how about you leave sooner rather than later, because I'm going to kill your black ass. Oh, and it changed. By the time I left that last year in Augusta, I couldn't go out to dinner and have a peaceful meal because everybody wanted to come up and say hi and introduce their family to me. Tempo.
Oh man, you turned it. Yeah, tempo.
Tempo. I spoke really fast, almost to a stutter, almost.
Right.
And older people come on the street and they would say, I like watching you, but I don't get half your jokes because you talk so fast that I don't pick up on it. And so then I decided to pull it back a little bit, sell the line, not just run through it.
Yeah.
Right. And I would sell that line, and I found that my tempo got much better. It's a tempo thing for me. I'd love to bring the club back like this. And when I do, I'm just throwing it back there. So the tempo thing was just like that one practice swing and just keep that there and then go. And it straightened out and lengthened my drives. And so when we play the two-man, my partner, before every shot, he would just kind of whisper at tempo. To this day, and then now 4 weeks later, when I walk into the place, they go, hey, champ, tempo. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't need tempo to drink a beer. I'm good. I can do that as quick as I can,
It seems only natural that the son of a world-class jazz drummer would change the tempo to find success. Whether meeting his father for the first time, or facing racism firsthand, producing a successful news broadcast, or sinking a 3-foot putt, Chick Hernandez always finds a way to slow the tempo, take a breath, pause, and prepare for whatever comes next.
I don't have certain advantages. That's the way I feel. There's a small battery on my shoulder, right?
Right.
I'm a short guy. I'm a man of color. I don't feel like I didn't come into this world with advantages. And so what I have to do is when I come into anything is, it's not a wow factor, but it's like, holy this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I entertain. Hey, Luzio, can I get a club?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good, but I'm not that good. So I attended the University of Maryland. My guys that I grew up with, they were already Sigma Chi's, and they kept saying, you got to join. I'm like,
It's the same way.
I'm an individual. I don't need this. I don't need all this stuff. I'm good. My boys say, hey, we're playing in an intramural championship game on the turf field at Maryland. Just come on by.
Yeah.
And I go on by, and what I see is just this mass of humanity, of brotherhood. And Sigma Chi wins the game over Phi Sig Del. And they all go down and pour down to Route 1.
Yeah.
And I went down there, I was like, all right. And I told my guys, all right, I'll pledge. And I pledged, and Sigma Chi led my way.
Why?
I spoke really fast, almost to a stutter, almost.
Right.
But when I joined Sigma Chi, and I knew the reputation of its athleticism.
Yeah, all sports, every year.
And when one of the brothers, and I want to say it was my McGeester, John Clark, said you ought to think about becoming an athletic chairman. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Are you kidding me? I thought about it. I was like, I thought it took me about a week and a half to say, you know what, I'll run. So when I won, I was like, well, this is unbelievable. And then it was that first chapter meeting.
Right.
When you got to address the brotherhood.
Yeah.
And they're all going, well, what are we doing? And I said, well, here's what we're doing. And I had already put out a plan, But in addressing the brotherhood is when I was like, okay, I can do this. And for 2 years at Maryland, I refused to go up and audition for the radio station. I'd come up to the door, but after I became athletic chairman, I basically walked in and said, all right, I'm your new athletic sports director. And they said, well, we have auditions. I said, well, you go ahead and have auditions, but I'm telling you, I'm your sports director.
So that gave you got, joining Greek Life, joining Sigma Chi, getting in front of those guys, that gave you a lot of the confidence that you believe has carried you through?
No question. There's no question in my mind, because you have to, if you don't come in prepared, then I don't think you succeed. What other house could you go into with their brother's name Gumby and Pokey?
Yeah. Pokey.
I was like, really? Is that possible? That can't be. And that's a happy ending.